And we're rolling.
Woo! I can't believe you're all here. On three, one more rock and roll welcome, a little bit louder for our Drama 135 class. 1, 2, 3. Welcome. You have 14 fantastic monologues today, and you also will be part of the show. You didn't know that coming in. It's kind of a Rocky Horror thing. It's very call and response today, so if a performer turns to you and says, you know Anaheim, don't you?
Sure.
See? Very good. Fantastic. And sometimes they might get the response that they like. They may deliver a joke, and we may not have even known it was a joke. And then they will say again, well, actually, it was a really big joke. And then you may laugh loudly until I go, this actually was a big joke. One more time. Really like spontaneous. I like the first read, but I really like the second read. That really was a joke. So much better. Okay, fantastic. So with that, and also the other thing that they have worked very hard on their scripts. So these scripts are available for $100 each, no, free. So if you like the monologues that you saw today, just come up to me and get one of these, and then you can look at the monologues that these fine people have written. Maybe do it yourself. Pay them a little bit of a royalty. Who knows? Okay. So you ready? Okay. All right. Without further ado, what could go wrong?
Hello, everyone. Please welcome, warmly, the very special Laurel Schweizer. In Utah, the people look like their houses. Large, beige, and identical. So I think as I stand in front of my grandmother's house. My mom has guilt-tripped me into being here in Orem, Utah. You know, Laura, your grandma's been staying in bed more and more, my mom tells me over the phone. She spends most of her days watching Andy Griffith. Don't you love Andy? I don't know who that is. And don't you want to see your cousins? Please don't leave me alone with them. A couple things. So, first, the cousins. My mom has 6 siblings. Sandra, Deb, Jeff, Steve, Jana, and David. Each of those siblings has between 2 and 6 children, and most of those kids have about 5 kids of their own. So, to give you an example, let's take my Aunt Deb. Deb has 6 kids. Justin, Jessica, Jojo, Jennifer, Jill, and Jacqueline, who everyone calls Sierra. And Jessica has 5 kids. And these are the real names. Abby, Aubrey, Alyssa, Olivia. That's right, Olivia with an A. And JJ. There are 72 people on my mom's side of the family. And I had to change that number while I was writing this because Jill had a baby and I didn't even know she was pregnant. Plus, they're all like 6'4", so walking around the living room becomes like traversing a big white people rainforest, just like turning in and out of all these pale trees. Keep asking you, so Lar, how's middle school treating ya? It's exhausting. And second, the parties. It's my grandma's birthday, so there's sure to be a party, and they are, well, you know, Mormon parties. Grocery store lemon cake, no alcohol, and all 72 people in one cramped living room. As a sophisticated ex-Mormon myself, I have battled the temptation of living an alluring life in Orem, staying at home raising my children, Brinley, Braxton, Brighton, and Cadence, as I patiently wait for my blonde husband to come home so we can watch tapes of the Mormon Tabernacle Fire and have very boring sex. I am from Berkeley, California, so my goals for myself include getting a degree in social advocacy for flightless birds, speaking loudly and frequently about intersectional approaches to lighting the patriarchy flame, and having sex before marriage with women, no less. So I'm not exactly featured in any Leah Hona articles. That was a Mormon joke. I know you didn't get it. But it's my grandma's birthday. I know, it was funny, wasn't it? Grandma Faye, who always sings, "My sweetheart's the man in the moon," and makes her beautiful, wonderful rolls, and always tells me when I leave the house, "Now, Lar, don't talk to boys." So, against my better judgment, I'm here. My family and I walk into the living room. I turn and I see my grandma lying in a hospital bed in the middle of the room. My mom wakes her up and she doesn't say hello. I realize she can't sit up or speak on her own. It looks like she recognizes me, but her smile fades so quickly that I don't know if she was just dreaming. I walk down the stairs until no one can see me anymore, and then I sprint as fast as I can to the bedroom, bawling. I had no idea how old 90 was. I look at a picture of super white Jesus on the wall. Really, Jesus? Really? The kindest woman in the world. You're gonna let her suffer like this? Really, Jesus? Laurel. Jesus! Shut the fuck up. Jesus, are you kidding me? Grandma can't talk right now. She has no teeth. Jesus, are you even listening to me? Oh, sorry, I was just adjusting my tattered robes. It's okay, Laurel. She'll be okay. I promise. Okay. Thanks, Jesus. Sure thing. Also, by the way, are you still into women, or are you coming back to church soon? I know you're on the liberal side, but there are a couple of blonde boys down the street who aren't 100% sold on Trump that I think you might... The next day, we set up my grandma's 6 square folding tables in the living room. The lemon cake is purchased from Harmon's, and we watch as 1,000 children run and yell and tug and squirm. As the chaos ensues, I sit next to my grandma, and I hold her hand, and I tell her I love her, and that makes the trip worth it. That night, I walk down the driveway with my suitcase, and I look back at my grandma's house. Large, yes. Beige, yes. Identical. Yeah, still identical. But I don't know. This might be the Diet Coke talking. But I feel like somehow this house is okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the beautifully talented JC.
In America, there are many fun holidays. Tell me, what's your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Halloween. Yeah.
Easter.
I really enjoy spending my time with my family for their holidays. So, in Chinese culture, there's a holiday called 清明節. You want to know what it is?
Yes. Yes.
It's the tomb sweeping day. On this day, my family, including the families from my father's side, that means the descendants of my great-grandfather, and Fan and May and Shar, and other relatives that I don't even remember how we're related, we would go to the graveyard and sweep the tomb of our ancestors. We would go there by a rental bus, so that all the family members could be together and gossiping about each other, minding the business that are none of their business. 你知唔知道啊？鄧少晶佢個女啊，馬素晶，佢啊唔知發生咩事咧，切咗個子宮啊，以後冇仔生。嚇！你點知道㗎？你邊度聽翻嚟㗎？係咪真㗎？唔係啊，佢咧有一日私底下嗰陣時同我講㗎，你都同人講啊？放心啦，我點會同人講喎？你放心放心。Since the graveyard is in the countryside, therefore the tomb sweeping activity has to end, or ghosts will follow you home. Go away! Therefore, I have to wake up when the sky was still dark, and my mom, who prepared dark-colored clothes for me after I woke up. I told her I want to wear pink because pink is cute. Don't you think pink is cute? My mom said, "No, you can't! Oh, your grandma, your grandpa, your great-grandma, and great-grandpa will get mad at you! Well, and then you will have bad luck the entire year." Okay. half asleep, half awake. We will eat sugar cane, which is the must-eat for the day. My father, who bought sugar canes that are really long, and he will separate them into different parts so that we can share it. But the surface of it is too hard for me to bite on it. I was trying my best, trying to get a sweet taste of it. I was like, oh, my teeth. How sad it is when you look at something delicious. But all you can do is just looking at it. At this moment, my father, he came next to me and said he was going to separate it into different small pieces so that I can have a sweet juice of it. One more say. It was so good that I couldn't even speak. 清明唔食啫，死咗變條蛇, he said. Literally means you will become a snake when you die. On the tomb sweeping day. As of today, I still have no idea why we have this tradition of eating sugarcane on the tomb sweeping day. But every time I recall this memory, I feel like I can still taste the sweet juice of the sugarcane and smell the fruity aroma of it. And I will never forget the time that I spent with my family back in China. Thank you.
Bonjour. Everyone, give it up all the way from Strasbourg, Manon Gasset.
My name is Manon Gasset. I'm 13 in 5e or 7th grade in the Collège des Cigognes or Historic Junior High. I am super nice. I have a lot of friends. I am an excellent student and I'm a good daughter. My teachers love me. I don't think I annoy my parents too much. I do what is expected of me and even more. I am cheerful and bubbly all the time. I gracefully offer my advice, kindness, and wisdom to everyone. You don't even need to ask. So, in the Collège des Cigognes, there are really nice students like me. But there's also a bunch of students who are naughty. They listen to rappers like Booba, La Fine, or Section d'Assaut. Section d'Assaut, what the heck? They chose to misspell their name so it looks like sex. And these students, they wear fake leather jackets and chains, and some of them even have piercings. And the worst thing, they smoke. Right outside of school. I don't think we should be smoking or trying to do drugs or drinking alcohol. We've had people come talk to us in class to explain the dangers of taking such substances. And I listened carefully, kept every paper to give to my brother who is caught smoking and left them on his bed so he could read it. But deep down, what I really think is that smoking is cool as fuck! When I see my classmates smoking, they look so badass. They seem adventurous, and the way you exhale smoke is so classy and mysterious, and having a cigarette hanging by your lips looks so good. I dream of being femme fatale, blowing out smoke elegantly. So sometimes at night I sneak downstairs to the kitchen and I grab straws and scissors. I go to my room and I cut them so that they have the size of cigarettes. I open my window, put my lamp next to it, shift the light to the dark night, And there, I lean over the edge. And I smoke my cigarette. And with the lighting in the right direction and the cold air, there's smoke coming out of my mouth every time I exhale. It's the coolest thing ever. I am in there, in my room freezing, but I don't care because for a while, I am a femme fatale, smoking, living a luxurious, exciting life. I am fabulous. Yeah, I am by my window, smoking in the deep of the night next to a lamp. What a mysterious woman. I have one dream now. Having my first real cigarette.
No.
During a Sunday at my aunt and uncle's house, I hear Tonton Patrick telling one of his childhood stories. So with my buddies one day, we wanted to try smoking, yeah? Donc, what we did is that we got newspapers, huh? So we roll it, we light it, and we smoke it. We just wanted to see how it feels, you know? And then he says to every adult in the room, Bah oui, everyone did this when they were young, pas vrai? Oh mon Dieu! I feel like a fool for never having heard of this before. Worse, for never having the idea myself. The next Wednesday afternoon, I am alone at home. My mother left to go grocery shopping. I feel like this is my chance to experiment for the first time the exhilarating feeling of smoking. I prepare the necessary equipment on the kitchen counter. I grab newspapers, I find the matches. I am nervous, but I'm also thrilled. I have to be quick because I don't know when my mother will be back. This adds a little bit of stress and excitement. I'm afraid of getting caught doing this big, bad, naughty thing. I take one page of the paper, roll it into a coat. It has several layers. Hold it in one hand. Get a match from the box, hold it in another hand. Have a quick look through the window. Put a new cigarette between my lips. Scratch the match on the box to light it. Light up the cigarette. Take a big inhale. I have an awful sensation going into my mouth and into my throat, into my lungs. This cigarette doesn't have anything to filter the ashes. I just literally inhaled burned paper. This is the stupidest thing I have ever tried in my life. I throw the paper in the sink. I am so ashamed of what I've done that I need to erase any trace of it. I look in the sink at the burned paper and the ashes. I pour water over them to let them flow away. And that's when I realized that my innocence just went up in smoke. I had burned away my naivete because I had tried to smoke and probably polluted my lungs a great deal. I will never be the innocent, naive child I once was. I will never smoke again, and like, why would that make me cool? I am Manon Gasser, okay? I was trying way too hard. But I'm a grown woman now, and I know things. I won't need to try so hard. I promise I will never, ever try to smoke again. Until I'm 16 and hanging out with the cool theater kids in high school.
Hear ye, one and all, bow before the almighty presence of the divine and the holy Crispy T. She stacks more bills than Congress, has more shooters than the NRA, and slings more dope than Big Pharma. Give it up for Crispy T!
Well, sorry. So I was a 13-year-old dancer who was balling. I loved hip hop. I would know my mom and blast whatever hip hop music my class was dancing to, and just play in the living room like over and over and over again until it was perfect. I watched So You Can Get Dance every season and has subscription Dance Spirit magazine. And from these sources, I kept track of the latest dancers and choreographers like Twitch and Quest Group and Nappy Taps.
Yes.
See, all of y'all can Google the rest of them later. So yeah, I've been dancing for 4 years, just like such a long time. And I knew my hip hop styles. I know this between like popping, where your body is all like isolated, and then break dancing, where you're like going into your up rock, and then into your 6-step, right? Your B-girl, B-boy name, like those of you who don't know, it's basically like a really cool stage name. I didn't have one yet, but yeah, thank you. Anyway, like I knew what hip hop was supposed to look like versus people doing hip hop at parties. Like, you know those cool people who like think they can dance and they're just going like this the whole time. Like, you know they're trying, but not really following the rhythm. Like, actually, you know what? Raise your hand if you're guilty of that, because I really want to help you guys out. Yeah, you look like you dance. Come here. Yay! So I want to teach you basic up rock step, alright? We're going to go through this, alright? It's basically the same motions you do as walking, but better. Alright, so you're going to kick your right foot out. And then you're going to step. And then you're going to cross your left leg over. Yeah, there you go. And then we're going to do it like fast, okay? Kick and step and whoa! Alright, good job. Get off the stage. So as you see, I was a pro at hip hop. I was ready to upgrade to an actual dance school, dance mode studio. Next stop, So You Think You Can Dance. So, on the first day of my hip hop class at dance mode, the teacher, Biddy, is like this energetic Romanian guy with blue eyes, and you know, he was a little weird, but he had a cool vibe. So he'd come in, he'd be like, "Yo, it smells like hot work in here. Let's get some house music going, dude." I'm like, what's house music? And then he starts doing like this type of, I'm not sure what it is, but like all the rest of the class is following me easily. I mean, it's mostly 10-year-olds, except for one guy my age, Sam Rady, and he's that person. But then he turns to him and goes, "Yo, Sam, you want to work on your locking? What about your whacking? Come on, let's see those, Sam." And I'm just like, whacking, do you hit someone? Like, that's and then Biddy suddenly all of a sudden goes, "Cypher, time!" And I'm like, what the fuck is a cypher? But everyone gets in a circle, and Biddy's giving them like cool nicknames like, "Go Monster, go RJ, go Natron," right? And then, so all the 10-year-olds, they're loving this stuff, right? They're just like, yeah, and they're like jamming in the middle, they're all energetic. And then Sam starts to go in, he's like, "Sam, son!" And you know, Sam goes on like, "Oh boy, like I don't want to see that." And, but then he starts to dance, and you could not take your eyes off him. Like, he was fluid, sharp, and had like the most expressive face I've ever seen on a dancer. Like, when he hit the move, like like there's a placement for everything. Like, and he had that look on his face, it's just like, yeah, cool, but I wish I phoned me when I dance. Which I didn't even think was like an expression you could make. So then it's my turn to go up, and then he goes, "Glasses!" Really? That's the best? So everyone's like, "Yeah, go, it's your turn, Glasses." Okay, I've never had freestyle before. Okay, I got this. Okay, we gotta do this. Okay, I know what's coming next. I have to do this. Shit. How do you think I felt? So, run back. I think I was maybe in there for 10 seconds. I didn't feel cool at all or like I was balling. It was just a girl with glasses trying to do hip hop. And Vinny was really nice about it, where he was like, yo, glasses, you're in your head too much. You just gotta let go. Don't think about anything else. Like, my ass had been kicked hard, and I felt like a loser. I was never gonna make it as a professional hip hopper. I learned that day that there's always going to be someone better than you at everything. But if you really love something, you keep doing it because you enjoy it. And I think that's what made me be able to finally freestyle once I was older. You know, I like be dancing for my friends. They'd be like, girl, you're mostly Christmas. Fuck, you should be like Christina. I was like, wait, hold up. Okay, I'm not glasses anymore. My B-girl name is Crispy T. Yeah! So, I didn't have to be the best dancer anymore. So I just had to enjoy what I did. Which means I was still balling. Yo, DJ, turn it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Erica Clark.
The year is 2011. I'm in 7th grade. New school, new friends, one friend, no friends, working on friends. I'm 5'6", a B cup, and well, a frizzy-haired almost genius. Smarter than the majority of my class, but not smart enough to surpass Kristen Gomez. Future valedictorian Kristen Gomez, star of her soccer team, Kristen Gomez, will probably run for Senate and win. Kristen Gomez. Perfect, non-frizzy hair, straight white teeth, non-visually impaired eyesight. She speaks English, Spanish, French, even a little Swahili because her family has money and travels a lot. Must be nice. But I don't care. I don't want a 4.6 GPA or to speak Swahili. I have other plans. Much bigger, much more fantastical plans. Plans that will blow all of Kristen Gomez's plans out of the water. What? I'm going to audition for the school play. Romeo and Juliet, play of plays, Shakespeare, poetry, life, death, love. This is so freaking cool. I've never acted before, but when I was in 5th grade, we had a chorus recital with spoken dialogue. It was called America, America, America. And I had the best and last line, which was our call to action. I remember it so clearly. And now, we must all stand up. Stand up. And celebrate our nation, America. Yeah, and everyone came up to me afterwards and told me what a great job I did. And even Mr. Smith, the course director's husband, came up to me and he said, George Washington would be proud. And so I know Shakespeare's going to be a piece of cake for me. So today is the audition day. I am ready. I come 2 hours before my audition time so I can practice my sides. I'm ready. Hello, my name is Erica Clark. I am here to audition for Romeo and Juliet. I am going to enact one of the great bard William Shakespeare's most seminal soliloquy. Oh, Romeo! I'm sorry, can I start that over? Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy form and refuse thy name, or if thou wilt not be before my love, no longer be a Capulet. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other word. Smell just as sweet. Thank you. So it went phenomenally. I was called back for Juliet along with 2 other girls out of like 100 girls or something. Like 50 girls, like 20, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I was called back along with Ariane Hernandez and Sarah Glenn, both of whom I'm really good friends with. I was going to slaughter them. And callbacks came and went, and do you want to know who got called back for Romeo?
Sarah.
Kristen Gomez.
No. Francisco Montoya. From Massachusetts. Yeah, and so I'm already imagining us being cast as Romeo and Juliet, about to live out our great romantic love story. And like,
Okay, a great romantic love story, and 30 years, it's going to be the greatest one, the kiss. I mean,
so yes, our first kiss is going to start this passionate, steamy romantic love affair. I mean, as steamy as it can get for middle school. It's going to be the greatest love story ever, set around the greatest love story ever. And 30 years from now, we are going to be married with 7 kids, reprising our roles as Romeo and Juliet on Broadway while Kristen Gomez watches a bootleg version illegally uploaded to YouTube. While she sits unmarried, unloved, surrounded by her dusty soccer trophies and valedictorian stole, while even her cats won't cuddle with her because even they can smell the failure seeping from her skin. Finally, it is time. The cast list has been posted. So I bound up to the cast list, ready to start my new life as lead actress in a Shakespeare play. And I get to the cast list and I look at it, and Francisco is cast as Romeo. And I was cast. I was cast as course member number 4.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best one.
Thank you. But it was okay. I got to be Friar John after someone dropped out. Not Friar Lawrence, Friar John. He's really important. He's the one who was supposed to give Romeo the letter from Juliet saying that she didn't actually kill herself, but fucked up tremendously. Because of him, everyone died. So, you know, even though I didn't get cast as Juliet, and even though our play sucked, I still found that I really liked doing school plays. I wanted to be in more of them, even if I was only cast as napkin number 2 in Beauty and the Beast Jr., or General Skateboarder in Alice in Wonderland. Urban edition. Took you a second. And so, yeah, I found that I had this love of theater that just grew out of me. And you know, look at me now. Just this quarter alone, I directed a 1-act play. I'm writing and performing original content in 30 plays in 60 minutes. We have a show on Saturday at 11 p.m. And I'm acting in probably the most challenging and rewarding role I've ever had the opportunity to play. And we open tonight. Middle school made me proud. And even though Kristen Gomez is going to Yale to be a doctor, I'm going to UCI to be an actor, director, playwright, zot, bitches!
I love it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, the man you came to see, Eric Barnett!
Look at how handsome he is.
he's very handsome.
It looks like a Jonas brother.
That's so
They put up a 12-foot-high chain link fence around the park. The only gate going in, locked. The homeowners association was looking for a defiler whose skateboard ruined a perfectly good slide, costing the city $200. $200 to repair.
Jesus.
I never wanted this kind of healing. I was just a kid in a bowl cut trying to impress some of my skater friends. A kid with too many hormones who didn't understand what he was doing. This is my tale, told by an idiot who shouldn't have stepped on a skateboard in the first place. Flashback to 2007. High School Musical 2 had just come out. People were cranking that Soulja Boy. And the elderly were just beginning to infect Facebook. I was 13 years old back then, with a fresh bowl cut, mismatching wardrobe, and a personality only my mom could appreciate. During my time in middle school, I hung out with the faux skaters. These were guys who thought they could skate, but actually couldn't. There was Mike, who talked with a really high voice, had glasses, and he could kick anyone's ass that he saw. Then there was Josh, 5'10", deep voice, monotone note the entire way through. His only form of hygiene was in the form of Axe body spray. And then there was Mike, who liked to read and was kind of more smarter than us. But, you know, he still, just hung around and occasionally smoked weed. And then there was me. Fresh personality, I have no idea what I'm doing. I wanted to relate to these guys so badly. I wanted to be able to talk to them and not have to guess and expectedly fail. So, I started my cultural study into these faux skaters. I watched South Park on a religious basis, drank from the ass-tasting Red Bull, and posted about sexual conquest that totally happened. Like with this one girl, you don't really know her, but she totally goes to a different school. But yeah, she's totally real. We totally know it. But soon, life gave me a lethal dose of reality. The day was overcast. A dark and ominous cold sweeping in. 4 middle school boys walking in standard middle class formation. Mike was totally about how he totally kick Will's ass. Josh was listening kind of intently and also like drinking his 3rd Red Bull a day. And Mike was talking to me about this new video game he's playing. And there's me, walking along, not minding my own business. And we came upon an innocent, unassuming playground. Mike and Josh were the first ones. They were the ones who started taking turns going down the slide. Here, I saw my moment. Here, yes, I can do that. I can totally do that.
No.
So,
no.
I grabbed Josh's board. All right. My entire audience of 3 people was here. My debut as a skater is beginning. I position myself carefully, and I shoot down the slide. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Air blowing by me in this 2 milliseconds of free time. I'm gonna do it. Here's my moment. My debut as a skater had just begun. I just hit the lip of the slide. Then something happened. Soon my board was beginning to lower from my feet, and my torso was becoming more perpendicular to the ground. And my legs were starting to raise a bit, and all of a sudden I flung down on one chip to the park. Face deep inside, as I hear a crack behind me and howling of laughter of middle school boys around me. I turn around, pick myself up, dust the wood chips off my feet, and see a most horrendous sight. In the middle of the slide itself is Josh's skateboard. It broke through the plastic, giving me a middle finger, like God was flipping me off and my skating aspirations. I was in a panic. I didn't know what to do. So I was like, instinct took over, and I grabbed the skateboard, and I took it out of the slide. But it made it worse, because now there's an even bigger hole in the middle of the slide. The howling of laughter turned into a hellish cacophony of hysterical laughter. There goes Eric, he fucked up the slide! I was like, oh no! I did what anyone did when they broke public property. I fled. I grabbed my very astute black backpack and I just ran sort of in a zigzag formation, trying to find, oh God, they're gonna find me. I didn't even go through the front door. I just sort of like flopped over the fence, just in case to avoid witnesses. For a week, I was hyper aware of what was around me, waiting for the FBI to come get me like a preteen Osama bin Laden. The next day I went to school and Josh told me, hey dude, I think my neighbor Cheryl heard what happened and she was asking me about it. Cheryl was asking why her son Zachary could not go down the slide because there was a skateboard in the middle of it in the big hole and she wanted to talk to the manager of the park. It kept low. And a week later, the fence went up and a new slide was put in place. From all of this, I learned that it's not worth it to try to impress people who you probably won't see in the next 5 years. And as I grew up, I became more sure of myself and realized where I wanted to be. I'm currently attending UC Irvine as a double major in criminology and theater. Mike is attending San Marcos for business. And Brett and Josh became the standard high school stoners and gas station loiterers we all know and avoid. I realize it's not worth it to impress people who aren't, going to be your friends 5 years from, especially in middle school. Take it from the guy who wrecked the slide. It's not worth it to try and impress people like that. Thank you.
But does he work hours? They work hours.
Ladies and other genders, for our next performer, we have the incredibly talented, articulate, and wonderfully performer, Jeffrey Zhao.
Hi. When I was in middle school, I was as ordinary as everyone else. Might not be as popular as those kids in the top class. Oh, let me tell you, in China we separate students into classes. One is normal class, one is top class. The students that have better grade, but I don't really care. I mean, the stage of life is not large enough for everyone to stand on it. So why not just step back, leave the stage for them, let them take the praise and the pressure. But that does not mean I'm opposed to popularity, alright? I love to show people my work that I've paid efforts with. And finally I got a chance. In my 8th grade, I saw the poster in my school. It says, our city can hold a play contest, the English ones, play contest. And my school gonna take part in. So I told myself, I'll do it. Look, I love English and acting, so when we combine together, why not? So I signed up for the speech competition. And don't ask me why they don't have an audition to select the team member. They got a speech competition. I don't know why, but I did it. So I prepared a speech, took the competition, gave a speech. And the result was, I was not only the first place of the competition, but I also got the only one who got full credit for grading. That was, yeah. That's what exciting, So on the first day of the rehearsal, I got there, and I saw my team members. 9 kids from top class. But remember, I was first place. Hello, top class. Yeah. So, and the teacher assigned me the role. I was assigned to play Martin. Oh, by the way, we are doing the reproduction on Finding Nemo. So I was Martin, and they told me that if you are not doing well, we're going to take a look back. Because this is a leading role, right? We're supposed to give it to the top class students. And your presentation was awesome, so we can give you a chance. And after the first day, the teacher told me, you are Martin. everything was so successful so far. I defeat all top class students and I got the leading role of the play. So now it's time to rehearsal. We start rehearsal over and over and over and over again. Also, I watched the Finding Nemo over and over and over and over again. I want to be in the character, be the father with Marnie. For example, when Marnie found out the only fish egg left was kneeling on the ground, holding the egg, and say, I promise I will never let anything happen to you. But actually, on stage, I was holding a plastic sea urchin toy with letting bulb in it and also water in it. It's just ridiculous. I mean, a fish father holding a sea urchin. I don't know why. Everyone was laughing. In such emotional moments, I'm holding a sea urchin in my hand. But I never laugh. I want to be serious. I want to be in the moment. Not only for my character, also for other characters. Because I read the script for a lot of times, so I can memorize other people's lines. I give advices to teachers to help other members, especially my son Nemo, which was actually played by a girl. In the ending scene, when Marnie and Nemo reunited, right, in the climax of the play, that girl standing face to me, and she was saying, I love you, Dad. Come on. I'm your father, not your boyfriend. So every time we rehearsal, she was not really there. She was like chilling and good. But also she was one of the students who asked to end the day early. She wanted, I want to go home. I don't want to stay here. I mean, yeah. All the rest of the team members, there was some problem. Oh, by the way, the guy who played White Shark, Bruce, he was awesome. He doesn't really talk much, but every time we do the rehearsal, he really paid effort, right? He's really working. So time after time, after the teacher's help, also with my help, our team was more and more cohesive, right? And well, everyone said, oh, you know what? This play cannot be this great without you. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. And the more they praise me, the harder I work, because I want to deserve the confidence. And finally, it's a contest. It's a day. We walked in there with other teams, and we realized some of our rivals, our schools, have the highest academic reputation throughout the whole country. They are top schools in China. But we are not afraid. I mean, chance favors the prepared minds, and we were like 120% prepared. Yeah, it's our show. It's our time. I love you, Dad. I love you too. Emotional climax. I could tell how impressive my work was by hearing the applause. I was walking down stage and the teacher told me, you was awesome. You were awesome. Everyone was asking, who played Martin? That guy is fantastic. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. And after every play was over, it's the awarding ceremony. And no doubt, we were the champion. We were the champion. We got lots of units ahead in second place and third, the top schools, but we were the champion. I was really excited for that. I'm pretty happy and proud for that. I was the leader. But I was waiting for the personal awarding ceremony, as a performer. Everyone was saying, Jeffrey, you're gonna do it. You cannot lose it. And I was like, that's too early. let's just wait. I don't know what's gonna happen. I might get nothing, but in my deep of my heart, I told myself, hell yeah, I'm gonna get it. Well, there are 15 consolation prizes. It's 9 for the third, 6 for the second, and 3 for the highest, for the first place. I might not be the best, but at least I'm in the top 3, all right? And then it just started. I was sitting there, waiting, and then judge announced, 获得3等奖的是阮一佳. Oh, that's not my name. I mean, but it's a third, all right? And that's the girl who played Nemo. Yeah, she won a third. Really? I got it! Oh my god. Oh, Jeffrey, you're gonna win the first. I mean, I can get a third. You are the best. And I was like, congratulations. I mean, for me, I don't know. Let's just wait. Then it comes to the second. 获得2等奖的是王俊威 the Bruce, White Shark. That guy deserved it. We congratulated him, and he said, "Oh, Jeff, you're gonna get it. You got the best. We'll just wait for you." And I said, "Oh, thank you, buddy." Now, the most exciting moment. The highest prize for the performer. Remember, that was 3 of them, all right? I was waiting there. You know, pretend I don't care about it. And then they started to announce. 获得1等奖的是张三. That's not me. I'm okay with it. 李四. All right, let's save the best for the end, all right? 张雪纯. That's not my name. It's our narrator. She won the prize as narrator, was standing behind the curtain all the time. It just reminded me of the Oscar ceremony, the Oscar award ceremony in 2016. You know, La La Land, they were standing there, ready for their prize, and they got it. They almost got it. They ready to give a speech, and someone just say, "Sorry, you didn't get it." That's the same to me. I thought I was gonna get it, but I didn't get it. Yeah, everyone in the team said, "Oh, there must be something wrong. You deserve it. You are the best. You can't lose it." But I was so angry and disappointed. I just sat there with a mask. You know, he used to take care of it. And now, I mean, the big, smiling, with Martin, you know, his smile just ironic to me. I look at his face. And I thought, it's over. The context was over. Everyone with a big smile on the face. Some of them with medal, you know, with a prize. But all I got, it just a Martin with a stupid face, also with dirt and dust on it. On my way home, my mom asked me, "Why did you throw a mask on the ground?" And I was like, "Well, it just reminds me of the pain and taste of failure." She looked at me and she asked me one question. "Do you still remember why you decided to take part in this competition?" And I was stunned. Why? Because I won a prize? Because I want to be the leader? No. I decided to do it because I love image and acting. Because I enjoy the whole process, the time to spend with a group of people who have the same interests and share the same goal. I enjoy the process, but not the result. And I mean, at least I'm not a loser. Our group was the champion. We won the prize as a group. I mean, La La Land didn't get it. They didn't get the best picture, but we did. You know what? Look back, I've gone this so far. I defeat all top class students in speech competition. I got the leading role. People say I'm the leader. Although I didn't get the prize myself. Well, I might lose the battle, but I won the war.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only Miss Heather Lee Echeverria!
It is the second semester of my sophomore year of high school, and as I walk in through the gates of Palm Desert High School, I am determined to come in looking better and cooler than ever. I walk to all my classes and get to my favorite one, my honors theater class. I'd just like to point out that I'm a sophomore in the honors theater class. Mr. Hadley only chose 4 sophomores to be in that class with all of the seniors. There are like seniors everywhere, and they're so cool. They skip class, they sneak out to the back of the theater and buy lunch in their cars. They call Mr. Hadley just Hadley. Samantha Crayley called me Hannah the other day, which is pretty close to Heather, so I guess you can kind of say I'm kind of cool with Samantha. But I walk into the black box theater, take my assigned seat, and Mr. Hadley announces the auditions for the school play, Crossing Delancey. And I know this is my shot to reach the better and cooler me. And I got cast as the lead! I am so excited until I realize I have to kiss a boy. Oh. I've never done that before. And guess who I have to kiss? Guess.
Nick Galvin.
Yes, Nick Galvin! Oh my God! Nick Galvin! Tall Nick Galvin, hot Nick Galvin plays the guitar. Nick Galvin. Nick Galvin is the theater senior. His brown curly hair flows in the wind and his thin neckbeard frames his face. I don't know how to kiss anyone. Does my first kiss have to be with the Nick Galvin? Day 1 of rehearsal. We have just finished our table read, and I'm sitting in the corner doing my best to avoid all eye contact with him when I see him walking straight towards me, and he stands in front of me and says, "Hey, have you ever kissed anybody before?" No. Really? I don't believe you. Well, don't worry. We'll do it when you're ready. Okay. Then every day in class, he would come up to me and say, "Hey, Heather. Yeah? You look really pretty today." Every day. This semester is going to be different because I think Nick Galvin likes me. I'm going to kiss Nick Galvin, and he's going to serenade me with one of the 3 songs that he knows on guitar, and we're going to start dating, and we will be the theater it couple. I have to prepare. I go into my room and type in on my Google search bar, "how to kiss," and read articles upon articles that tell me to be relaxed, to keep my lips moist. Nobody wants to kiss dry lips, and to not have bad breath. And then the videos. I watch intently. And I decide that tongue isn't for me. They all basically said one thing, was to relax. It was a normal thing, your body would respond. Then the day comes, the kiss day. I have applied about 24 coats of chapstick and have consumed about 30 Altoids. And so when Nick Galvin comes up to me and says, "Hey, you ready to do the kiss today?" I look up at him with incredibly moisturized lips and coolly say, "As ready as I'll ever be." And even though I look so cool in that moment, I am so stressed as I walk on stage. I
stare at his lips the entire scene. And then he leans in to kiss me. I did it! I am the coolest person to roam the earth. I just did not kill. And my life can only go on from here. So then everyone starts filtering out of the theater because rehearsal is over, and it's just me and Nick getting our things. And he says to me, "Hey Heather, yeah? Work on your kissing." What? Work on your kissing. I'm just left there, stunned. Were my lips too moist? I mean, he did have to wipe off the chapstick after we kissed, but I thought that was normal. Was my breath too minty? I never got an answer. And after that, he stopped calling me pretty every day and started doing it to the girl playing my grandma in the cast. Looking back now, I realize that Nick wasn't as good looking as I thought, or at all. From my experience in different drama departments, I realized that straight boys are lacking, so it's pretty easy for them to be attractive because of the whole supply and demand. But that was 5 years ago, and I have perfected my technique. So, I dedicate this to the one, the only, Nick Calvin.
People, oh people! Put your palms together for the incomparable Stacia Robin.
Excuse me, do you know which way it is to the Amsterdam hostel? Oh, do you not know what a hostel is? Oh, okay, see, a hostel is like a hotel, only not at all, in any way, shape, or form. So basically, you sleep with strangers, people you just met, all together. It's a very European thing to do. I realize, okay, I may have just described an orgy to you. It's not an orgy, but like it's kind of not an orgy. I'm sorry, I should go back. I'm Stacia, hi. I'm actually the Stacia of 5 weeks ago. It's really confusing, we get confused all the time, it's really common. But I'm here in San Francisco applying to grad school. Applying for my MFA in acting. And I don't want to brag, but like, I'm kind of applying for some pretty kick-ass schools. Yeah.
Like what? Like which ones?
Oh, thank you for asking. NYU.
Oh.
Columbia.
Oh.
ACT. Yale.
Oh man.
And even Juilliard.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not a big deal, but like it's kind of a big deal. So, but yeah, I'm staying at a hostel, and this is my first time doing that. My mom was not a big fan of the idea, but that's just because she thinks I might get like raped or maimed or pillaged or something like that because I'm sleeping with other people in the room. But you know, she's just kind of a little bit like racist in that sort of like poor white people American way. You know what I mean? But like, I'm not like that at all. I'm totally different. I have a ton of international internet friends, and like, I know people in Canada, England, France, Germany, Sweden, Vancouver, okay? I'm totally willing to try new things, because you know what, at the end of the day, it was $100 cheaper. Can I get an amen? So, my flight got here like 3 hours early. But, because I'm a cool cat who likes to try new things, I get to stay in the common areas. There's a couch with a TV. There's computers. There's even a kitchen. They ain't got that at Motel 6, let me tell you. But you know what? I think I'm gonna check out the kitchen while I wait so I can check in. See if I can see what's going on. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you using the stove? I can not. Oh no, you're fine. I was just done anyways. In fact, I made some. Would you like it? It's vegetarian. Oh, cool. What is it? It's couscous with cayenne pepper. Sweet, thank you. Look at that. I got a free meal out of the deal. Progressive Station 1, racist mom 0. So, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Canada. Cool. Where are you from? Oh, I'm from LA, Irvine area. I'm actually here applying to grad school. Ah, I did all of that. I got my degree in bioengineering and computer science. What did you get yours in? Acting. You don't say. Hey, can I ask you a question? Sure. What do you think about the way that I talk? What? What do you think about the way that I talk? You know, how I sound? Why was he asking me this? Why? Like, I don't understand. Why? Well, I mean, your English is fluent. Of course, I completely understand you, but like, if you want me to be honest, there is an accent. Oh, where do you think I'm from? You mentioned you were from Canada. Why did I ask that? Why? That is so stupid. That is stupid. That is something my mother would say, okay? I'm better than this. Well, you know, I guess you sound like you're from somewhere in India. Oh, duh, but, like, do you know which part? What part do you think I'm from? I don't, I can't really... I've been in Canada for 15 years. I cannot lose my accent. It's so frustrating to me. I want to get a better job. I want to work more. What do you think? Any advice? I've always wanted to take maybe a voice or a speech class. Oh yeah, I mean, definitely. I totally understand that. A voice or speech class would be fantastic. Honestly, I maybe would just start with a beginning acting class, because that's probably going to teach you the back and forth better than anything. Maybe like a community college even. I don't know how that works in Canada, but yeah, something like that, you know? Oh, I gotta go. I got my auditions. I got out of there fast. I was horrified. I pride myself on being progressive and open-minded and cultured, and I was ignorant. I was privileged. I don't have to question whether or not I sound good enough for other people. It's what my career's in. I guess I was a little bit racist. But you know what? It's always good to learn. And one of the big schools I really got a call back for that I might be going to I think it can really make a difference. I think it can be really awesome. And I'm really excited about it. Oh, did I mention that it's in Texas?
No.
It's in Lubbock, Texas.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you. It's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be really fantastic. I'm really excited, and I think it's right. It's gonna be great, right? Yeah.
Everybody, put your hands together. You may have mistaken him for a tree, but no, it's David Badbury.
I know what you're thinking. That guy is sexy. Confident. Probably has some handsome name like Chad. Michael. Oh, that's my Tony. Oh, it says things like, hey baby. Okay. Here's the thing. I mean, that's all true, Holmes. Except for the fact that I'm really, truly, deeply, breathtakingly sure. Shy around women. Okay, let me paint you a picture, okay? I'm 16, I'm going ice skating, and one of my hockey bros, Matthew, approaches me with a girl he's been hanging out with. Hey David, Michelle here? Totally thinks you're cute. The moment that last word passed through his lips, it was like my IQ dropped by 50 points and my blood alcohol skyrocketed to .60.
So then you go to school.
The JC.
Cool.
This happened pretty frequently. Dates I went on were kind of awkward as fuck and always ended in some variation of,
So what would you say if I asked you to be my girlfriend?
at which point she, stunned by my flowery prose, would say, I'm just not ready for that. Other than that, there were very few brief flings, several of which were set up by my mom. Yeah, my mom. My mom fancied herself a great matchmaker for me. She tried so hard. One time we were going shopping, we passed by a Jamba Juice. There was a woman sitting there with a book, and I swear to God to you, she looked at me exactly like this, okay? My mom went nuts. That girl was totally checking you out, honey. My sarcasm was pretty biting. Mom, you can't take in all this eye candy in just one glance. So her efforts went largely unsuccessful. But no matter, because in 2015, I met a girl. Helen. Helen and I started our hot romantic journey at an out-of-state theater workshop, and I felt hard. Because whenever my brain belched something stupid like, you play the guitar really well, she'd giggle and say something like, thank you, you're cute. I don't know, apparently idiotic inebriation is cute to someone. But she lived in Vancouver, and I lived in Santa Rosa, California, so in the end, we said tearful goodbye, we gave each other several protracted hugs, and we promised to keep in touch. 4 months ran by, fueled by conversations which not infrequently featured a few heart emojis. And then the weekend after Christmas, my mom took me to San Francisco to see Gentleman's Guide, and who was there gliding down the staircase? But Helen. No way. All the way from Vancouver, a red-headed angel holding a ukulele. Planning courtesy of Cheryl fucking badass Bradbury. So one for matchmaker mom. I fucked up my chances with Sierra and Kaylee. And Grace. And Claire. and Sydney and Michelle, but I was not going to make that mistake again, okay? I was going to go to the beach, go hiking, and cuddle with a woman who thought I was hot. And when it came time to kiss her, I was petrified. My mom took notice just in time for New Year's Eve. Operation Midnight Kiss was a go. She and I discussed logistics in the bedroom. In the evening, we'll be joined by the grandparents. We will enjoy a casual dinner and a night into the ball drops in Times Square. If you're not already convinced about how shy I was, I need you to consider this detail. I was so petrified that my mom promised me that if I kissed this girl by midnight, she would give me money.
No way.
How much?
65.
Oh, seriously.
$20.
$100. Mom, 2. David, 0. Helen and I sat down for a movie. We both knew what was coming. My mom dangling a symbolic Benjamin above my head. Finally, it was time to execute. 11:59 seconds until success or failure was determined. To connect orifices or not to connect them. 30 seconds to go. The balls dropping, my heart racing, my forehead sweating, my lips just this side of dry. And I couldn't do it. I opted to give her an awkward hug. Mom 2, David 1, right? No. Matchmaker Mom broke out her phone, pointed it at us, and jubilantly screamed, "Kiss cam!"
No.
Okay, honest question. How does anyone have a romantic first kiss?
You don't. Yeah.
Thank you, right? I mean, okay, here's the thing. For me, it's like, there's the butterflies at the beginning, and that's fine. And then there's the after kiss, whatever you do, and that's also fine. But then there's all this space in the middle. It's just like, it was so bad. I had a literal, physical, totally not made up girlfriend who lives in Canada sitting next to me. In that moment, I think even she might have thought I was gay. In case you didn't figure this out, things didn't exactly work out between me and Helen. She conveniently found a new boyfriend shortly thereafter. This is the point where I'm supposed to give you some sort of like philosophical moral or something like that. I really, really hope that I have convinced you that I'm not your authority on this subject. All I can tell you is that as long as you don't talk to or kiss women like an intoxicated clown, you're probably going to be okay. And never let your mom play wingman. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Ryan Luster!
A university education was never something that was very important to my family. All my life growing up, I've heard about how industrious, how entrepreneurial, how hard-working my family is. My grandfather was a singer and opened 15 bars, which was apparently very impressive, which I think was interesting that he couldn't just own one. That stayed open for a while, but besides that, 15 is a bigger number, so everyone loves to hear 15. My dad was apparently the youngest person in the state of California to get his own liquor license at the age of 21. As you can tell, my family's in the bar and nightclub business. And I wanted to be just like them. I wanted to prove to them that I could do it on my own, that I'm hardworking, I'm industrious, I'm smart like that. But there was something else I wanted, a degree. And I wanted to live in New York City. Now, I'm from San Diego, so San Diego's a cool place, but it's for, as I thought at the time, more simple people. I needed to be where the abject people could thrive. So I was headed to New York. And I started at Pace University. And I had one friend at Pace. At high school, I had my friend Libby. And she eventually moved to the Bay to live with her dad. But we were going to Pace together. And that was very exciting for both of us. But Libby wanted to make a lot of friends at Pace. She wanted to have a normal university experience. I, on the other hand, needed to make money because I was paying for the shit myself, which was not easy. So I started working right away. I was working at the Abercrombie & Fitch at the Seaport overnight. I was fixing up the hookahs at the Habibi Lounge. I was handing out flyers for sidekicks in Columbus Circle. I did not have a lot of time for class, as I did not have a lot of time to make friends and socialize. But that was fine. You know, most of the people at my school I thought were trash. The tri-state area's finest trash. Libby, on the other hand, she thrived on their attention. She wanted to be their best friend. So we didn't see much of each other. You know, after working so much, so long, not getting anything done, not making any money, I was looking for a way that I could make it on my own. A way that I can make money. A way that I can succeed. You know, I didn't really have many people to hang out with, so there were two things I normally did with my free time. I would either sneak into Act 2 on Broadway, or I would buy a $19 ticket for a standing room place at the Met. And I think it was in a production of Aida that I got my idea. Standing all the way back in the standing room at the very, very top of the balcony. Probably a little bit fucked up, so I had no idea what was happening. But just sitting there and listening and looking at all the people and how beautiful everything was and thinking about Julia Roberts at the Met and Pretty Woman wearing that one shoulder little number. And I wanted to be just like her. And that's when I got the idea. I was going to sell the one asset that I truly had.
No.
My body. So it begun. Craigslist was, you know, the forum to make all of this happen. So I spent a lot of time on Craigslist. It was all very cryptic. You have to learn the language. You know, you're looking for generous friends, or you're looking for someone who is looking to sell 200 roses, or you're looking for someone who'd like to read Madame Bovary for $200 an hour. So it's all very complicated, and it wasn't as prosperous as I had originally imagined, mostly because I was being too picky. I wouldn't like this, or I didn't want to have to do with that. So I resorted to something that would make the job a lot easier. Drugs and alcohol. Drinking, everything was so much more interesting. I could be, oh yeah, oh yeah, okay, you know, you can only do that for so long before you're going to pass out, so that's when the drugs come into play.
Yes.
Yeah.
So things turned up a little bit. I still didn't have any friends, but I was making money. Finally. And that's when it happened. Libby invited me to go out with her friends from Pace to go to a hookah lounge, and we were going to have a great night. And it was going to be my first time really hanging out with my friends at school. I was going to make friends, and then I'd have people to talk to in class, and I'd go back to class all the time, and I was going to get a 4.0, and everything was going to be great. So I have an appointment, and after that I'm going on my way to the hookah lounge. I'm so nervous, more nervous than everything else that I've been going through. And I'm smoking on my way there. No. So I stop in the liquor store to get some of the vodka minis. You know, 5 or 6 just to, you know, cool things over. So, so I stop in for that. Smoking. Going there. Those are gone, and I am fucked up. So I do what I normally do and reach my back pocket and I'm ready to go, baby. I'm gonna meet these people, and everyone's ready to meet the Ryan that everyone's been dying to meet for me. And at the Hookah Lounge, hey everybody. Come in. Very happy. Okay, everything's fine. Everything's great. We're coming in. Hey everybody. Oh, my turn. So then I take a hit. I can't feel my hand, or my arm, or my feet, or my legs tingling. Everyone's laughing. And then it comes up. Casually, ever so casually, I turn my head. Projectile vomit all over everybody in the adjacent booth. I'm not about to stick around and see what happens, so I jump up and casually proceed. Ryan, what the fuck? What are you gonna do? I'm like, toodle. So that's, as far as that night goes, that's about all I remember that night. My friend Libby found me later. I was sitting on top of a cab, meditating, singing Kumbaya and bawling. She thought that was strange. So she got me into the cab and took us back to the dorms. And yeah, I didn't really try to hang out with anybody from school after that. Nor did I stay for another semester after that. So it didn't work out in New York. But as bad of advice as it may be, if I can impart one thing onto you, it is this. No matter what the situation, as bad as it may be, there's always a way out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, all of the other people here, put your hands together for Melissa Gutierrez.
Hello, everyone. My name is Melissa Gutierrez. Now, you may recognize me from some of my most riveting performances. Una Noche de Teatro. 30 plays in 60 minutes. Arms in the Man. Rival Project. Lumas Negras. And the large ensemble of chess in concert. Now, you may be wondering, where did it all start? Well, I'll tell you. It started in a little school called the Waldorf School of Saratoga Springs in little, pretty Saratoga Springs, New York. Now, we were a class of 14 people, small town. And since the school valued our personal, intellectual, and artistic growth, all of the graduating class got to perform at our high school graduation. And of course, I thought, oh yes, my last hurrah. My chance to shine and show everyone what a star I'm going to be. Thank you. And because we were a small class in a small school in a small town, we didn't have to wear caps and gowns. We got to wear whatever we wanted. So that's how my online journey began, with a perfect graduation dress. So I start online shopping, and I found this great website that has like beautiful gowns listed at very reasonable prices. And I'm scrolling through and I find mine. It's all black lace and purple sequins all the way down. It's gorgeous. But you know, the neckline isn't quite right, but lo and behold, I can put in a custom request. So I say, put a little sweetheart neckline on it for me. So it's all lace and sweetheart neckline and sequins, and I send it off to be lovingly prepared somewhere in China. So meanwhile, I'm trying to find my song, because I have to show something that will express my journey, that will tell everyone how much of a star I was going to be. But I couldn't find anything. But finally, the national tour of Wicked comes into town. My mom and I go and see it for the first time, and it hits me. Right at the Act 1 finale. The story of a girl who has immense talent and harnesses her hidden power to rise above everyone else and to be the strongest witch in the land. That's me! Divine Gravity, the song I'm going to sing at my high school graduation. Now, it was a big song, but 17-year-old me had an entire year of singing lessons under her belt and 6 years of choir experience. Thank you very much. So we're 2 months out, and I tell my singing teacher what I've chosen to sing, and he says, okay. I'm so excited, so I'm practicing and waiting for my dress and practicing waiting for my dress and practicing and the notes that weren't there a month ago are there now. And I thought there's still work to do, but I can just see the looks on Christiane McMillan and Keenan Wright Santa's faces now. They'd be like, Melissa, how could we ever doubt you? You're gonna be a star. And Melissa, nice. So my dress arrives. And I'm so excited. I open it up and well, it doesn't look exactly like the picture. The lace is a little thick and well, it's like a foot too long, and the sweetheart neckline is kind of Disney villain. So I show my mom, like, well, I mean, it is long. You could take some off the bottom and like make it less Ursula. Mija, we're taking it to the tailor. And it just ended up looking like the picture, and it was fine. Not what I wanted, but you know what I needed. I got to keep it classy for a high school graduation. Neckline straight across. It was fine. So finally, it's the night of graduation. Now our graduation takes place in this giant reception hall in the middle of this luscious park. The ceilings are high and vaulted. There's gold trim on the wall opposite the stage we're graduating on. Full stained glass. The entire room is filled with our families, the other 37 people in our high school and their families, the lower school, and members from the community. My classmates perform. They sing, they play music, they recite poetry, an excerpt from their memoir. And finally, the coveted last slot, it's me. I walk up to the microphone. It's perfect. Emotion is stirring deep within me. The setting sun is beaming through the stained glass window, and I feel the warmth on my face, and I realize I am covered in sequins. I'm literally shining right now. And, I really can't do this moment justice. But I brought the dress. Do you guys want to see it? Yeah! Crispy, do you have that sound? I have it. You got it? Okay, I'm going to recreate it right now. This is the dress, this is it! And this is the beginning of me being, should I put it on? And guess what you're putting on? Yeah! Oh god. Crank it, Crispy! It still fits just like the day of! Oh god. This is it, this is my moment! Take that, Christiane and Keenan! Thank you all so much. Let me find out after the show. If you want to call my agent, bring out those licenses.
Now, everybody, it is the act that you've been waiting for. He's cool. He's calm. He's collected. Give it up for AJ!
You know what? when I was a kid, I wanted to be a skateboarder. But not just any skateboarder. No. I wanted to be a professional skateboarder. I wanted to be Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Metal music, tech deck dudes, and PlayStation. The only game I needed was Grind Session. You see, in this game, you play as professional skateboarders. That's right, professional skateboarders. You can play all these sick-ass tricks in the ghettos of America. You can jump over cars, over helicopters, even in your neighbor's pool.
Yeah.
What did you say? There was vandalism, there was graffiti, there was death by subway trains. Oh, it was great. I promise. I was a little man with a plan to be the best damn skateboarder there ever was. On Grind Session. So, every morning, I got up before school, before anyone in the house was awake. I grabbed my PlayStation, made my way to the living room, hooked it up to the TV, and then the mystical drone and chime of the PlayStation began. So it begins. Rise Above by Black Flag plays in the beginning. Rise above, we're gonna rise above! We are tired of your abuse! Try to stop us, but it's no use! That's when I decided I don't want to be just a professional skateboarder, no! I wanted to be a juvenile delinquent. Yes! Don't give a fuck about no rules, man! I can carve my initials on every single tree, like, yeah, fuck you, nature! You better recognize! I started walking differently, you know? With a little kick and skip. More skateboardery, you know? This game had me dressing differently every single morning in front of the mirror. Champion hair gel and a hair dryer. I blew that bitch up like a Super Saiyan. Everything I wore had a wing. My drapes were tied high, my chain would hang low, metal band t-shirts, and denim. I would look like I was butchered by a lawnmower. But I'm muy chingon, you know? So, every single morning, I would tell my mom and dad for a skateboard. I'd be like, Mom, Dad, es porque quiero ser como Tony Hawk. It's my dream. Mama, if I get a skateboard for Christmas, I will clean the entire house sin falta. Dad, if I get a skateboard for my birthday, I will clean the cars twice a month for the rest of the year. Mama, Papa, if I don't get a skateboard, I'm gonna be fat for the rest of my life. And I got there! Finally! And months of counting my parents for a board, my dad came home with the sickest looking board there was. It was bedazzled with yellow and black skulls and graffiti letters. It was smooth, it was nice, it was badass, and it was mine. So without a second thought, I picked it up, and I walked outside. The rest of my family followed. Mom, Dad, sisters, brothers, they all followed behind me. As I carefully looked for the smoothest piece of concrete to lay my board on. Right there, just sticky right there. Perfect. This is a religious moment. The clouds opened up, and the sun beams down as my wheels kiss the wet pavement. This is my moment. I was going to fly. So I stood up, I let my foot gently touch the top. Gentle, didn't want to scratch it. This is it. So I kick off with my right foot, and I was off. I could hear my mom in the background. Call me home. I went 5 feet in front of me. And then the board tips forward. And then the whole group stops for just a second. And then, oh shit. I belly flopped right on the concrete. The last thing I remember right before I black out was my parents laughing. Cabrón. You should have seen your face! Mijo! I don't cry, eh? That was it. My skateboarding career ended before it began. That was the last day I ever rode a skateboard.
No!
That's it. It's over, Johnny. From this moment, my ass is walking. I'm moving on to the next best thing. Fuck grind session. Fuck Tony Hawk. World of Warcraft. I'm gonna be the best goddamn Tory Druid there ever was. Balance! Druid boy chicken wing dropping bombs on these nooblets. Fuck the Alliance. Oh God, homie! Moral of the story is that some birds were never meant to fly. Some birds were put on God's green earth to be thick and voluptuous, like a turkey, or an ostrich, or peacocks. That's what I am. I am a peacock, baby!
Ladies and gentlemen,
Last but not least.
I know you've been waiting so long for Shannon Duffy.
You! Yes! You, good sir. When you look at me, what is the first word that comes to mind?
Short.
No! I know what you were thinking. It was sporty. We all heard you thinking. You think sporty. And let me tell you. Let me tell you all. As a child, I was very sporty. I played a lot of sports. Starting at the age of 4, I played just about every sport you can imagine. I played baseball, softball, basketball, soccer, volleyball, dodgeball, and I already said basketball. We keep going.
You might think, oh, in dodgeball there are many sports. Okay.
You might think that these sports all came easily from me.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, you think.
You think
It's
it's
not the
like
case.
that. What?
That's not the case. It took a lot of hard work and practice, practice, practice. You see, my dad, he was a coach type, so he had me practicing every night with him after homework. Softball, he took me outside, he grabbed a chair, would sit in the driveway, and they'd play a little catch, you know. Soccer, he grabbed a chair, sat in the driveway, and would toss the ball, and I'd kick it back. Volleyball, he grabbed his chair once again, sat in the driveway, and we would, knock the ball back and forth to each other. It was cute. Basketball, now this was a little different. He took me out to the basketball hoop in the backyard, and he drilled me. I can't remember anything.
Because you're brilliant.
Thank you.
Yes, you do a little drill, you'll do some, and then you might grab a chair.
Oh, that's what he did! He grabbed the chair again! Sat next to the hoop, and dribble! Faster! No, I said lay up, not lay down! No, how do you expect to win when you're playing like that, you jackass? Teddy, I'm trying! I'm just so tired, I
no one placed the entire game. So when the real practices came along, I was ready. I was so ready. I'd come out to that court with my super cool shorts on after school that they generally went all the way down to halfway down my shins. They were great. Here comes our star player! I can only imagine is what the coach was thinking. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, so everyone else on this team, at least 7 inches taller than me. I knew then, I was well aware that it was going to be tough for me, all of 4 foot 10 inches tall, to block a shot from one of these Amazon women. But this did not matter because I was determined to be cool and sporty and athletic.
Athletic. Oh, so during the games, maybe you didn't get to...
However, despite my obvious athleticism, I wasn't put in the game all that much. And my dad, he even assumed I wasn't going to be in the game, so he didn't even get out of his car. Yeah, he parked really close to the court so he could watch through the windshield while also reading his paper. Yeah. It's okay though, because one game, it all changed. I just don't remember that game. And
well, your team was ahead by...
My team was ahead by like 15 points!
Yeah.
Or something. To be honest, to this day, I'm not sure how basketball is scored. I could be very wrong about that number. But it was a lot of points. It's a lot of points. So my coach says, all right, Duffy, you're going in. Really, coach? You're afraid of losing hoop points? Come, Duffy, get in there, he says to me with a smile. So I got up, I pulled up my shorts, and I got in that game. I hustle over the girl I'm blocking. She's a good-sized girl, only a mere foot taller than me. And the whistle was blown. The play had begun. Pay attention, Chansky, you got this! I hear my dad yell from the car. I kept my eye on the ball. As the ball moved, it got to my teammate, Alexis. Alexis, though, no, she's completely surrounded! Oh, hi. Hi. Not you. I figured. We carry on. She's not open, no. Alexa's completely surrounded. She looks to Suzanne, who is also not open, and now she's like, ah! And so she looks over to Kelsey, who is completely surrounded by 2 players from the other team. No one on my team is open, except me! There I was, completely scared out of my mind, but I knew it was my job to say it. So I yelled, Alexis, I'm open!
I'm so excited, and I hear the crowd is
Oh,
excited!
the crowd gets excited! My dad actually steps out of his car, and Alexis looks to the coach, and the coach nods like, okay, it's our only option. Throw the ball to Duffy. So she does it. The ball is flying straight to me, and all I can think is, oh my God, it's finally going to happen. All my hard work is going to finally pay off.
And the ball comes to you. What happened?
Oh, I caught it!
Wow!
Catch it just barely, please.
And then the girls from the other team are...
They're running towards me! They're running towards me! I swear, I didn't just write this. And I am just so overwhelmed. So overwhelmed. Then I grab hold of the ball and start running straight for the other team's hoop, screaming! No one follows me. The referee blows his whistle and with a very strong look of confusion says, traveling? That was it. The coach pulled me out after that play. Duffy, I know you gave it your all. Pats me on the back. my dad gets back into his car, shaking his head with pure and utter disappointment. As I'm getting in the car after the game, my dad just says, "Good game, jackass." The entire ride home, I was very quiet. My dad didn't say another word until we were about 2 minutes from the house, when he says, "That's all right. Maybe instead of basketball, next season you could try out for rugby. You're certainly built for it." You know, I don't know for sure, but I could probably bet that in that moment when I ran that ball to the wrong end zone, or whatever they call it, I didn't look too sporty or cool or athletic. It's okay though, because I know now, thanks to you, sir, that I look very sporty.
And so we have some snacks.
Yeah, I know, Eric's right there. Oh. Thank you.
You were